This is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and in the backpacking world, there is a tendency towards going towards lighter weight gear in lightweight backpacking and ultra lightweight backpacking. Well, that's been popular in backpacking and in those type circles for forever. And in the military type world and in government services, for people that have to go out into the field, that's always kind of been customized gear, cut things out of gear, this, that, or the other. Of course, my favorite pack, which is for what I tend to need as far as volume and everything, is of course a Kifaru MMR, which is no longer available. They've got other offerings now, but I'm able to use the MMR very easily. And people ask, what's the difference between my pack that's ready to go and my backup pack? Well, my backup pack still had these pouches in it, and these pouches don't weigh all that much, but I'll show you what I've taken out of it, and it's taken a pound out of my pack, and I've made my backup pack into an exact copy of my primary pack. Now, you don't really need stuff like this. They've got heavy zippers on them. They've got, steel here. They've got da-da-da-da-da. Now, this doesn't count for much weight, but I'll show you some other stuff. In the MMR and in packs like that, they have a divider shelf that goes between the actual main compartment of the pack and the lower compartment where the sleeping bag would go. Well, why do you need a shelf there to separate those two? Because it's just taking up space, one. It's causing you not to be able to pack as efficiently, and any weight on top of your, quote, sleeping bag just compresses it anyway, so who cares? So it's not a real efficient use of space. So what I do is I take on any pack that has that, and that's tending out of the industry, I hope. I take one of these little doodads, and I've always have one of these around, and I just pop the stitching on it, and you can sit there and see and it takes that out. Then all the little fasteners that go with it, I cut those out and I burn the ends of the actual part of the webbing that's still left on the pack. Now, all of this right here that I'm showing you only took out a little over, or right around half a pound. No, right around half a pound. That doesn't sound like much, but half a pound in just things I'm not going to use in these little pouches and in this divider that actually gets in the damn way, because once you take it out of your pack, you now have a way of accessing things from either the top of the pack, the sides of the pack, and now the bottom of the pack without having to mess with this. The other thing, and I've said this in previous videos, is Kifaru has a very, very strong aluminum stay system. Have two of these stays as being the frame of their pack. If you take these aluminum stays out, and you know that you have either an S-shaped curve back, because that's the standard bend, or you have a flat back, which is still an S-shaped curve, but it's just less bend in it, you can go with carbon fiber stays, and mine are actually in my packs right now, and I'm not going to take them out. And they're carbon fiber and wood laminate, and they are extremely strong. I have never had one break. I am very hard on my gear. I throw my packs around. In fact, I try to see how far I can throw my damn pack without anything breaking. So this world of ultralight backpacking really doesn't ever and will never ever appeal to me. If I have what they call a base weight, which is without food and water, of around, let's say 28 pounds, I'm okay with that. Now that 28 pounds will basically keep me alive in any environment, And I carry not a one-man tent, not a two-man tent, but I carry a three-man tent. Why is that? Because when I go out and do things, there's a large probability that I'm not by myself. I'm actually working with a team. And since I tend to be in charge of that team, we have to have areas where we can actually communicate, get together, sit down, and come up with different types of, coordinate things. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, Watches, and I just wanted you to think about some of the stuff that you carry in your pack, some of the things, and even in a military type environment, because you have backup, you have this, that, or the other, da 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 da, you have, APCs, that type of crap. Anyway, them there. Whatever. It's still a good thing to go light. As light as you possibly can, given the circumstances. Now, your gear has to actually survive a full deployment. But there are ways, and that's always the difference between the tiers of the teams as far as who gets the most creative with what. Now, you can cut straps and you can do all that type stuff off yours, shorten your straps and do all that type crap. Some of that is acceptable, some of it isn't. I tend not to do that because you just never know what type of clothing you're going to have on. You don't know what type of environment and this, that, or the other, and what you're going to have to strap to a pack. But these are a few things that I've changed to my packs that just make it a little more usable for me. Take some of the weight off here, and this took over a pound off of it, and all I had to do, the only money I really spent was on the stay, and that was about I think $60 some. But they're really it's a really good company, and back when I got my packs and they did not have the lightweight stays. If you're going to get one now and you know that you have a pretty regular back or pretty normal, as far as normal, I mean average athletic build body, these are their standard stay is very good. I've never had to bend it, and it works really well. Of course, I've got 3 herniated discs in my back, so I'm very, very susceptible to anything on my back, shoulders, this, that, or the other, which is another reason I carry that. And these lightweight setups without these frames, without all this stuff, I need the weight on my hips. I can't carry it very much on my shoulders. So that's a whole other reason that the lightweight world, without these frames, without the ability to transition the weight to your hips, it's great for the young, but unfortunately you do so many jumps, you do so much this, that, or the other, and you pay somehow. This is Guns, Knives, Watches, and just think about the weight that you have in your pack. Think about the weight that you carry around. Think about how you do things. Because there are always ways in which to make things lighter that don't compromise you and only add to your mobility. This is Guns, Knives, Watches. Have a good one.